to come back home.
Do you like what happens? You get fired,
I never got
or are
fired.
you running from like loan sharks?
I actually ran from loan sharks
Mm,
and drug dealers, basically, that I was owing.
okay.
That's the main thing that I ran, because I couldn't actually afford. I couldn't take it anymore. Every month, my whole salary goes into these people, and I have to go back and borrow again. Sometimes you get locked out of the flat because you haven't paid anything, the rent, and at the same time too, I haven't sent any money back home and stuff. That's how I lost my girlfriend and stuff. I decided to come back home and stuff like that.
So you're like, I forget this Joburg thing. I'm going back
Yeah,
home.
go back home and stuff. But it happened at the wrong time. Really hooked up, really. But it's a good thing, because I never done anything wrong or any stealing, unfortunately, because I wasn't brought up that way. I always worked for what I needed, or even if I can't work, but asking was not wrong, basically.
Sure. So you get back home, and then so your
mom
girl has left already, and then shortly afterwards,
my mom
your mom passes.
passes on. Yeah.
Okay, so then it's just you and your brother.
It's me and my brother only, and life was so difficult at that time that we couldn't even support ourselves. Because I had my own habits too as well, and stuff like that. Sometimes I stayed away from home for about a week when I got money at that time, come back and I'm broke and stuff like that, so that's what made me and my brother not get along and stuff. And I decided to, what, let me just try to leave home and try and see if I can start a new life somewhere else. That's good. Maybe they're gonna help me to forget or even stop this habit of mine and stuff. So I came to Durban.
Yeah. Okay. So in your plan coming to Durban, what are you thinking?
My plan coming to Durban basically was see if I could be able to rehabilitate myself, and see if I could actually get a job too again, maybe in a call center or any sales environment, because that's where what I was actually good at. But it's unfortunate that when I came to Durban, I never had enough money, where I could actually find a decent place where to start off and stuff. And unfortunately, I got no siblings around here. I knew nobody and stuff like that. So I stayed in a shelter for a couple of weeks, and I saw myself back in the streets again. I couldn't actually find help, not even my family, because I had so much pride that I thought they knew about my habits. Every time I asked them for something, maybe they think that because I want to buy drugs or to sort out my habits and stuff. And then I found myself in the streets, and when I saw myself in the streets, and I started making friends in the streets, to see if I can be able to adapt to that kind of lifestyle for that moment. Since I'm away, and it really helped me to forget about home, because I was very, very suicidal. There was a couple of times where I've tried to commit suicide, but it all failed, and I think really helped to a lot, because I mean, leaving home really helped, because I could have been dead by now. Maybe I would say I still have a chance. I can still change. Not to say, well, I still believe in myself.
Sure.
That everything can still change.
Sure.
I can still be that Jonathan.
Sure.
I know it's not easy, but I really need that help, or that rehabilitation, or any a medical assistant. There is something that can actually help.
Sure.
That I think can take me out of the situation.
And what do you think that is? Yeah. So what is it that you think would help you?
Personally, what I think that would help me is if I could get rehabilitated, get some bit of counseling, and also on the medical part, I would really appreciate if I could get something called a methadone, because I'm actually hooked up in this drug called heroin. Okay. Now, heroin is a very dangerous drug, because you can actually die if you don't get it. you start having stomach pains and stuff like that, and now and then a lot of people, they actually spike it now. It's actually dangerous. It's a dangerous drug.
Yeah.
I don't really need that, actually. I've got 2 kids.
Sure.
15-year-old daughter and a 9-year-old son.
Okay.
So these kids, they really need me.
Yeah.
They really need a father.
Yeah.
So I need to play a father figure to them.
Sure.
I'll be very happy if we could get that chance or get that heroin bottle. I know it's supplied only through a doctor's prescription.
Mm-hmm.
But because I don't have anybody, I feel like, getting rehabilitated and get a little bit of counseling from the backgrounds and from what I've been through would really, really help me.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll really get back to my feet because, as I said, I still believe into myself.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that, I can still go out there and make things work and be that Jonathan again.
Yeah. Since you started, has there ever been a period where you were off drugs? Or it's been a continuous
It's been a continuous since, and besides,
Joburg.
It only happened for about a month only where I was involved in a car accident.
Okay.
And I was in hospital. So what really actually helped is the drips. Once you get a drip, actually you don't get those drug pains where the cravings and stuff like that.
Is it like a normal drip, or did you have to tell them that I was
normal drip?
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, a normal drip actually helps with the sickness as well.
Yeah, it actually helps. It actually helps as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was just only for a month and stuff.
How bad was your accident? You were in hospital for a month.
It was a very terrible accident. We were sleeping and the car drove over us. I'm on the road, but lucky, the guys were actually shooting each other. So the guys were on foot. They were shooting at the driver and his passenger seats, and they tried to run, and then they missed and hit the pavement and they ran over us. So luckily, when I heard gunshots, I threw my head up and I decided to dive on the road when I saw the car in the air, and just to avoid my body, and it just got into my legs.
Hectic.
So my leg actually broke 3 times. I mean, you notice that when I walk, I actually have a limp.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
And how many people were there?
With like 4 of us. So 3 survived and 1 died.
So a person actually died from that?
Yeah, the driver and his passenger seat, they also died because they were shot. It was a terrible accident.
So when this car got onto the pavement, the people that were on foot following them, or like,
yeah.
Did the car stop?
The car, when it hit the pavement, there's a wall, and it ran over us, and it hit the wall, and stood back, and it got stuck like that.
And then these people came.
They came over, they kept shooting and stuff like that, and we were all laying there, and other guys that were sleeping with were under the car. It was a terrible accident anyway.
Yo, that's crazy.
It still haunts me still, but
this is what, in time of day, midnight, 8
It was midnight at like about after 12, like just almost 1 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were all asleep, but because of the gunshots that we heard.
Yeah.
The guy that didn't survive, he actually never heard any gunshots, unfortunately, but it to him, and he couldn't make it.
Yeah. That's crazy. So then you were in hospital for a month.